Myst, Might, Mayhem. By Han Jung-Wheolya. Side Story 2. Master of Flying Killing Sect. Part 1. The Flying Killing Sect, one of the four major assassination groups in the Central Plains. The current leader of this Flying Killing Sect, the Flying Killing Assassin, was a person who had reached 60 years of age. Although older compared to active members, his skills were truly unparalleled, allowing him to firmly hold the position of one of the four great assassins for over 20 years. However, even he couldn't maintain his former level of skill as he aged, and the time for retirement was approaching. The most likely candidates mentioned were the Vice Sect leader and Special Grade Assassin No. 1, and Special Grade Assassin No. 2, who had completed the most successful assassinations in the Flying Killing Sect. Judging by their past assassinations and skills alone, both were more than qualified to inherit the position of sect leader and its prestige. Everyone thought that one of these two would become the next sect leader. However, contrary to these expectations, the Vice Sect leader and Special Grade Assassin No. 1 voluntarily gave up his claim to succession. Because of this, it seemed Special Grade Assassin No. 2 would smoothly inherit the position of sect leader. But the current Flying Killing Assassin also put forward his granddaughter, Ha-Cha-Aaron, as a candidate for his successor. His granddaughter? Does he mean that hooligan of a girl? All the assassins of the Flying Killing Sect thought there was no way the Flying Killing Assassin would pass on his position as sect leader to his only granddaughter. Her temperament was fundamentally far from that of an assassin. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that the basis of an assassin lies in cold rationality. But she was the opposite. Despite her young age, she had a foul mouth that never stopped cursing, an obsessive-compulsive disorder that made her extremely averse to anything dirty, and a hot temper that couldn't hold back anger even a little. Nothing about her matched an assassin. Because of this, the executives of the Flying Killing Sect strongly opposed this, advising the Flying Killing Assassin against it. Sigh. The current sect leader, Flying Killing Assassin Ha Gong-woo, also thought their opinions were reasonable. His granddaughter truly did not fit the temperament of an assassin. However, human hearts are not always rational. No matter how much of a hooligan she was called or how unsuited she was for being an assassin, it was human nature to want to pass on one's position to a blood relative, as the arm bends inward. There's no solution except to persuade them. After much deliberation, sect leader Ha Gong-woo accepted the protests of the Flying Killing Sect executives and all the assassins 6 years ago, and forcibly confined his granddaughter Ha-Cha-Aaron in the assassin's pavilion. As he confined her, Ha Gong-woo sternly warned his granddaughter, "This is your last chance. If you want to inherit this old man's position, get your act together. If not, you'll lose everything you should rightfully have." Grandfather. But have you already forgotten your vow to inherit this old man's position and avenge your parents? I understand. Good. If you've understood, show me that you've changed. I'll try to hold on to this position for a few years somehow. Ha-Cha-Aaron entered confinement like that. As she entered, sect leader Ha Gong-woo secretly passed on all his secret techniques to her and even provided spirit medicines, without the knowledge of the sect members. After 4 years, Ha-Cha-Aaron emerged from confinement and, living up to expectations, had reached the peak realm. In fact, given that level of all-out support, it wouldn't be unreasonable to achieve at least this much, but reaching the peak realm in assassin martial arts in just 4 years was impossible without talent. Thanks to this, he was able to create a justification. If assassin Ha-Cha-Aaron had remained stagnant despite her confinement, it would be one thing. But as publicly stated, she has reached the peak realm. Shouldn't we give that child a chance now? Sect leader. But there is still one rite of passage remaining. Rite of passage. What they were referring to was the 100 kills. The 100 kills is achieved by successfully completing 100 designated assassination requests, and upon accomplishing this, one is called one of the four great assassins. Since one cannot fail even once, only a very small number of assassins have achieved this, and he too had passed this to inherit the title of Flying Killing Assassin, one of the four great assassins. During her confinement, Special Grade Assassin Number 2 had attempted the 100 kills and achieved 62 successful assassinations without failure. This time, you must accomplish it entirely on your own strength, without this old man's help. Can you do it? Of course. She showed strong confidence. And she turned that confidence into reality. In less than a year, she successfully completed 60 assassination requests. This changed her standing within the sect. But at this time an incident occurred. Myst, the sect leader, has passed away. The sect leader Ha Gongwu had lost his life at a point when the successor had not yet been determined. Apart from his tireless efforts to pass on his legacy to his granddaughter, he had spent many years trying to find the culprit who killed his son and daughter-in-law. However, just as he had finally found a clue to the culprit, the price was nothing short of tragic. The place he had come to, guided by the vice sect leader and Special Grade Assassin Number 1. That place was dyed in blood. Ha Chiron embraced sect leader Ha Gongwu's body and wailed. "Grandpa? You can't be dead, right? Grandpa, you're one of the 4 great assassins of the Central Plains, the flying killing assassin. Get up. You can't die. I said get up." She couldn't stop crying for over half a day at that place. The vice sect leader and Special Grade Assassin Number 1 said to her, "Are you going to keep crying like that?" "Hick, hick. Then what do you want me to do? My only family has died, and you're telling me not to be sad? An assassin is not one who answers with tears. What? If you truly want to do right by the sect leader, claim that position rightfully and avenge him. You want me to complete the 100 kills when the sect leader position is vacant? What kind of bullshit is that? Then will you not honor the sect leader's wishes?" At the vice sect leader and Special Grade Assassin Number 1's sharp rebuke, she was at a loss for words. Then, as if she had come to her senses, she shouted, "I'll do it. I will. Grandpa. I'll definitely inherit your position and avenge you. No matter who it is." As she tried to personally take care of her grandfather's body, she accidentally discovered something. It was a wound engraved near her grandfather's thigh. "What's this?" It was a mark as if punctured by a needle, not an old wound but one that had been made recently. It looked like a mark left with all his remaining strength, but it only appeared as 3 eyes. She couldn't understand what this meant at all. What was certain was that this was the only clue about the culprit that her grandfather had left before dying. So she started the 100 kills again to fully inherit her grandfather's position. She smoothly completed 99 assassinations and was left with just the last one. Special Grade Assassin Number 2, who was competing with her for the sect leader position, had also completed 98 requests. The vice sect leader, who was serving as acting sect leader, thought that unless there was a special variable, Ha Chiron would succeed in the last request. Not bad. Ha Chiron's final high-grade request was to kill Mok Jiangyun, the 3rd son of the Yun Mok Sword Matter, a prestigious righteous martial arts family. According to the information, Mok Jiangyun, the 3rd son of the Yun Mok Sword Matter, did not have very high martial arts skills. In fact, he was rather poor for a scion of a prestigious martial arts family. Just considering the act of killing him, it wasn't a very difficult task. The only challenge was to handle it quietly. However, the result was vice sect leader. It seems the young miss has failed the final request. The cause? It seems to be related to the sudden seclusion of the Yun Mok Sword Matter. Seclusion. It literally meant sealing off martial arts activities. Usually, seclusion occurs when a sect is defeated in a war between sects or when the sect collapses. Does that mean a war had broken out at the Yun Mok Sword Matter? The vice sect leader Number 1, who found Ha Chiron's failure in the 100 kills less incomprehensible than her disappearance, mobilized all the sect's connections and informants to find out the reason. Heaven and Earth Society. For some unknown reason, the Heaven and Earth Society had attacked the Yun Mok Sword Matter. The sect leader candidate Ha Chiron had not only failed her final request after getting caught up in it but seemed to have disappeared. Most of the sect members, including the executives, asserted that if she had definitely been involved with the Heaven and Earth Society, granddaughter Hachayaran must be dead. However, he didn't think so. No one from the Yun Mok Sword Manor knew about Hachayaran, and not even her body had been found. Therefore, he argued that they shouldn't give up on her return until the very end. The executives expressed their dissatisfaction with this, but the third young master of the Yun Mok Sword Manor, Mok Jiangun, who was the target of the final request, has disappeared. By your logic, shouldn't we consider him dead as well? Acting sect leader. Isn't that separate from the young Mrs. matter? Haven't you received information that the third and youngest young masters of the Yun Mok Sword Manor might have been taken hostage by the Heaven and Earth Society? If that information is correct, have you not considered that the young miss might have infiltrated the Heaven and Earth Society to complete her request to the end? Do you really think so? Everyone ignored his opinion. This was because it was the Heaven and Earth Society. The Heaven and Earth Society, one of the top forces dividing the martial arts world into three, was a place where even the four great assassins refused requests. To follow them in and carry out a request? That was absolutely impossible. Several months passed like that. The vice sect leader and special grade assassin number 1, who had somehow maintained his position out of loyalty to the sect leader's family, was confronted by a group of armed executives led by special grade assassin number 2. Will you really come out like this? Acting sect leader. Stop being stubborn. Isn't it time to accept it? The young miss lost her life back then. In the end, he had to step down from the position of acting sect leader. He had tried to maintain his position somehow out of loyalty to the previous sect leader and his family, but now even he had to accept the death of Hachayaran, the last bloodline of the Ha family. Half a year and another year passed from then. The Flying Killing Sect's request system is divided into 3: low-grade, mid-grade, and high-grade requests. While they accepted requests up to mid-grade in the usual way, high-grade requests were only accepted in a special guest area of the pleasure house they operated. A guest visited that place after a long time. After the Great War between the righteous and unorthodox sects, the balance of the 3 major forces was broken, and with the golden age of the demonic path arriving, they had been unable to avoid losses for several months due to unexpectedly few assassination requests. Therefore, they were hoping for a breakthrough with this high-grade request after a long time. But then... what? The special grade assassin number 3, who was serving as the madam of the pleasure house, doubted her ears for a moment at the words of the bamboo hat-wearing man in front of her. "Customer, what are you saying?" I said, "The master of the Flying Killing Sect has returned, so now return that position." "Huh. I thought we were finally getting some relief, but troublesome guests have arrived." Swish. Special grade assassin number 3 slightly raised her hand. At that, the high-grade assassins hiding in the room revealed themselves, drawing their weapons. They surrounded the bamboo hat-wearing man and the veiled woman clinging to his arm. Xing. The madam of the pleasure house also drew the soft sword at her waist and spoke. "Who are you? If you don't reveal your identity and state your purpose immediately, I'll take your life right here." Before she could finish her words. Number 3. It's been a while. Special grade assassin number 3's eyes trembled at the voice coming from behind the veil. A year and a half had passed, and she had almost forgotten, but there was no way she could forget that voice. No way. Could you be? The veiled woman rolled up her sleeve and showed the bracelet on her wrist. Seeing this, the madam's face turned to shock as she denied reality. "It can't be. You should have died. I'm alive. Like this." Swoosh. A needle-hidden weapon shot out from the bracelet, grazing past her hair. Seeing this, special grade assassin number 3 could no longer deny it. That was the bracelet containing the spirit shadow needle, which could be called the symbol of the Flying Killing Sect. The backyard of the Flying Killing Sect headquarters. Oyosu, who had become special grade assassin number 2 and taken the name upon becoming sect leader, was dumbfounded to see special grade assassin number 3 suddenly bringing outsiders to the headquarters. This place cannot be entered with outsiders. What are you doing, reporting nothing? Number 3. I apologize. But these people have the qualification. Qualification? Ha! That qualification is for you to judge. Before his words could finish, you've become quite arrogant since sitting in the sect leader's seat. Number 2. Sect leader Oyosu's expression hardened for a moment. At the all too familiar voice, he glared at the veiled woman, thinking it can't be. Then the woman removed her veil as if it was cumbersome. Oyosu couldn't hide his surprise at the face revealed. Hachiren? Hey! You don't even call me young miss anymore? The veiled woman was none other than Hachiren, the successor to the previous sect leader who was thought to be dead. The assassins around stirred at her appearance. There were some new assassins, but most of those present naturally knew her. To think that she, who they thought was dead, had returned to the flying killing sect. Sect leader Oyosu, who had been surprised, spoke in a voice full of wariness. You were alive, so why didn't you return? Shouldn't you be happy if I've returned alive? Why are you so wary? Number 2. Don't call me that. This sect leader is now the master of the flying killing sect. Master? Who made you the master? At Hachiren's displeased tone, sect leader Oyosu snorted. He didn't know how she was still alive, but was this the reason she came back? To reclaim the position of sect leader? But it's too late. He had already inherited the position of sect leader and the prestige of being one of the 4 great assassins, the flying killing assassin. In the year and a half, he had also cleared out all those who were loyal to the Ha family, so now the flying killing sect was entirely his. How dare you talk about being the master when you disappeared without even achieving the 100 kills? If you came back because you want to die? How petty. A voice interrupted before he could finish speaking. At this, sect leader Oyosu threw a flying dagger towards the owner of that voice to make an example. Swoosh! Having become sect leader, he had reached the transcendent realm by cultivating assassination techniques. He had reached the highest realm possible for an assassin. But then, the bamboo hat-wearing man next to Hachiren caught it with his index and middle fingers. Hey! You try to kill someone just for cutting off your words? Things have become a mess since I've been away. What? Since he's been away? Who is this guy to say such things? As he wondered, Hachiren clung to his arm and said with a triumphant face, Did you go crazy wanting to die, throwing a flying dagger at my husband? Husband? Did that girl get married in the meantime? No, that wasn't the important thing. Who is this guy? He thought the man hadn't trained in martial arts since he couldn't feel any energy, but could he have been concealing it? Who are you? Who am I? Ha 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 ha. Right. I should answer that, it's only proper. As soon as he finished speaking, the man took off his bamboo hat. As the face hidden by the bamboo hat was revealed, sect leader Oyosu and the flying killing sect assassins couldn't hide their bewilderment. It was a face they'd never seen before, and they had no idea who he was. But then... I'm Go-chan. Go-chan? At the name Go-chan, everyone froze for a moment before erupting in shock and chaos. Go-chan, the great commander of the guards of the heavenly demon divine cult. The right-hand man of the greatest under heaven. As if enjoying their reaction, Go-chan crossed his arms and put on airs. It was the glorious return of an orphan and former low-grade assassin of the flying killing sect. This is it. Side Story 2. Master of Flying Killing Sect. Part 2. T. The great commander of the guards of the heavenly demon divine cult, Go-chan? The right-hand man of the greatest under heaven? The assassins stirred. At their reaction, the current sect leader of the flying killing sect, Oyosu, couldn't hide his bewilderment with a hardened expression. What kind of nonsensical situation is this? Hachiren, who they thought had died after failing the final assassination of the 100 kills, not only got married, but her husband is the great commander of the guards of the heavenly demon divine cult, called the right-hand man of the greatest under heaven? Does this make any sense? Momentarily flustered, he soon denied it. Nonsense. Why would the great commander of the guards of the heavenly demon divine cult's leader come here? Do you think we'll believe that? No matter how he thought about it, it couldn't be true. Why would the great commander of the guards, who should be protecting the sect leader, come here? And married to a girl from an assassin background, no less. Swish. Flying killing sect assassins, surround them. Raising his hand to signal, at sect leader Oyosu's command, the assassins hesitated for a moment before drawing their weapons and surrounding Go-chan and Hachiren. At first, they had some doubts, but they too found this strange. How very amusing. Go-chan snorted and then whistled. Fui. As soon as the sound echoed around. Swoosh 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 swoosh. As if they had been waiting, dozens of warriors revealed themselves on the walls surrounding the flying killing sect. The expressions of the assassins, including sect leader Oyosu, hardened at their appearance. This was because each of the warriors was a master who had reached the peak realm. Moreover, zing 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 zing. Those who had been surrounding Go-chan and Hachiren were suddenly trapped by extremely sharp silver threads, unable to move. The identity of the woman who had instantly subdued them with silver threads was Emo Harang. She was the vice commander of the heavenly demon divine cult's guard. However, what surprised the assassins even more was the silver thread she was using. The demon fire hall? It was undoubtedly the silver thread net, called the treasure of the demon fire hall, one of the 4 great assassin groups. The demon fire hall, known to have inherited the secret techniques of the flying killing king, who was called the pinnacle of the assassin world in the ancient martial arts era, was also famous for becoming part of the heavenly demon divine cult. With this, the assassins and executives of the flying killing sect, including sect leader Oyosu, could recognize the reality. These people were not imposters. They were the Real Guard of the heavenly demon divine cult's leader. Why is the great commander of the guards of the heavenly demon divine cult in a place like this? Although they were one of the 4 great assassin groups, there was no way they could compare to the heavenly demon divine cult, called the greatest power in the current martial arts world. If the heavenly demon divine cult decided, they could annihilate them within an hour. That's why the assassins couldn't help but be terrified. At that moment, sect leader Oyosu spoke with a distorted face. Why does the great commander of the guards of the heavenly demon divine cult interfere in another sect's affairs? It's not another sect. What? What's wrong with me being involved in my wife's sect? And strictly speaking, I was originally from here in my past life. Past life? What on earth is he talking about? As they were trying to understand, Go-chan spoke with his hands behind his back. Well, to cut to the chase. The rightful owner of the flying killing sect is my wife. So step down from that position. Grind. Rightful owner, what nonsense. Sect leader Oyosu felt a surge of anger for a moment, but since he couldn't fight against the guard of the heavenly demon divine cult's leader, he had to endure it with extreme patience. Then Oyosu finally managed to speak. It seems the great commander of the guards of the heavenly demon divine cult has heard something that might cause a misunderstanding about your wife, so let me explain. To become the sect leader of our sect, one must achieve the 100 kills. However, your wife, she achieved it. What? No, it was achieved from the beginning. Because the real Mok Jiangan died before that. At Go-chan's words, the surroundings stirred. She achieved the 100 kills? If so, it meant that Hachiren had also fulfilled the qualification to be sect leader. And decisively, my wife can be said to be the legitimate successor of the flying killing sect. At Go-chan's words, Hachiren showed the bracelet on her wrist. The bracelet containing the spirit shadow needle, it was a treasure that was like the symbol of the flying killing sect. Seeing this, the assassins of the flying killing sect were shaken even more. Murmur murmur. Go-chan urged them. Do you still not know who the true master is? Thud. 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 Then, the assassins of the flying killing sect knelt and paid respects to Hachiren. Seeing this, sect leader Oyosu closed his eyes with a distorted face as if in anguish. In just a year and a half, his era had come to an end. Unable to overcome the disappointment, he moved his hand to his neck to take his own life. Thud. At that moment, a needle-hidden weapon pierced the back of his hand. It was the spirit shadow needle. The back of his hand hit by the spirit shadow needle began to rapidly paralyze. Sect leader Oyosu looked at Hachiran with incomprehensible eyes. He was going to take his own life because he had to step down anyway now that she had reclaimed her position, so why did she stop him? Then she spoke. I'll step down from the sect leader position and pass it on to special grade assassin number 2, who achieved the 100 kills after me. At these words, the eyes of sect leader Oyosu and the assassins widened. What on earth is she saying? Is she saying she'll step down right after reclaiming her position? Oyosu, who had already been prepared to take his life, revealed his true feelings out of sheer bewilderment. Are you toying with us now? I'm not toying with you. Then what exactly are you doing? At his angry outcry, Hachiran spoke with a rather serious face. I'm just trying to fulfill my grandfather's last wish. The previous sect leader's last wish? Grandfather wanted me to become the sect leader of the flying killing sect and avenge his son, my father. Then why? I've avenged him. No, they avenged him for me. My husband and his lord. By husband and lord, does she mean the great commander of the guards Go-chan and the heavenly demon divine cult's leader? What on earth is going on here? As they wondered, Hachiran said. 3 eyes. The true culprit my grandfather wanted to point out was Mok-gon, third-eyed, the one who truly had a third eye. That was her family's true enemy. That enemy had such absolute power that neither her grandfather nor she could have the ability to repay it. However, coincidentally, it was the current greatest under heaven, the heavenly demon, who avenged this, and his right-hand man Go-chan played a decisive role. Cling. Hachiran clung to Go-chan's arm and said. So I've inherited the sect leader position as per my grandfather's last wish, and now I plan to retire and spend my life supporting my husband. I also have a debt to my husband that I can't repay even in a lifetime. She couldn't bring herself to say that out loud. Hey. Let's live together for the rest of our lives. A completely unexpected, blunt proposal. At first, Hachiran found it difficult to accept. But I made you like this. Well, what can we do? It's already in the past. And thanks to that, it turned into a blessing in disguise, so I'm going to keep you by my side and torment you for the rest of our lives. Lord Go-chan. She was grateful to Go-chan for that. Although Go-chan said he had forgiven her, she considered it a lifelong task to repay him. Huh. Sect leader Oyosu's mind became complicated at her conclusion. He had desperately wanted to become sect leader all his life and had worked hard to seize that position, but he was about to take his own life out of the sense of loss from losing it in an instant. But when she tried to brush it off so casually, his feelings became mixed. However, thinking about it, Hachiran's position wasn't incomprehensible. Although being the sect leader of the flying killing sect was his dream and for her, it was the last wish of her grandfather, the previous sect leader. Now she was the wife of the great commander of the guards of the heavenly demon divine cult. It might be natural for this position not to appeal to her eyes. Somehow, it feels even more empty. Why does it feel like she's more successful? Once they had competed for the sect leader position, but now all of that seemed futile. Swirl. Suddenly, crimson smoke began to flow out where they were, forming a circle and creating an entrance. The assassins who were unfamiliar with this sudden strange phenomenon couldn't hide their surprise. Meanwhile, a short-haired woman with a cute appearance dressed as a diviner emerged from the smoke entrance. Diviner Yeo-surin? Go-chan recognized her. Then Diviner Yeo-surin urgently said to him. Guard Go-chan. Please ask the cult leader where he is through your mental connection right away. Chang Ryong smiled and shook her head as Go-chan scratched his head sheepishly. She thought that something felt odd, and in the end, it turned out like this. Then the heavenly demon asked Diviner Yeo-surin, What do you mean someone took the killing stone statue of great strength king? It's exactly as I said. They burned all the diviners and… Ah. Yeosuren sighed as she noticed the traces of melted cliffs around them. Although there was no heat left, she realized that a similar aftermath had swept through this place as well. What is this place? The demonic beast Eliu was attacked. Eliu? Isn't that the cult leader's familiar? Look at that. The heavenly demon pointed to the words engraved on the cliff. Her expression hardened when she saw it. It seems the purpose of whoever did this is quite clear. They're trying to awaken the sealed Great Strength King, I suppose. Before they knew about the disappearance of Great Strength King's statue, they couldn't understand why someone was looking for the white-faced king, the golden nine-tailed fox. However, since only she could restore the killing stone statue of Great Strength King back to its original form, the purpose was now clear. Chong Ryong asked curiously. Could it be the work of those related to Three Eyes? Three Eyes. During the Great War between the righteous and unorthodox sects, most of the Imi-Manjiang in the Central Plains had gathered at the 10,000 Great Mountains due to the great calamity caused by Three Eyes. Even 4 of the 6 demons, known as the pinnacle of Imi-Manjiang, had gathered. Among them, Lion-Grasping King and White Phoenix Demon King were annihilated in the war, and Great Strength King was sealed in the Killing Stone. Each of the 6 demons was like a natural disaster that could destroy a country, and it was impossible for ordinary humans to dare to touch or try to awaken them. That's why both Chong Ryong and the heavenly demon couldn't help but associate this with Three Eyes. But then, it might not be related to Three Eyes. Isn't it too early to be certain? Although it had almost disappeared even in ancient records, so I thought it couldn't be, but seeing those words lava cave engraved on the cliff, I think it might be that being after all. That being? What on earth is this being she's talking about? As he wondered, Yeosuren looked at the wheel marks on the ground and spoke. There are records remaining in some ancient books predating the classic of mountains and seas. About a being that once rivaled the 6 demons. Rivaled the 6 demons? Yes. They say there was an Imi-Manjiang called the worst and strongest without dispute, before the current 6 demons. This Imi-Manjiang is said to have been born from a stone where all the energy of heaven and earth converged. Are you saying that being did this to this place? No. That being was so strong that even the Great Strength King, known to have no equal in strength, couldn't do anything against it, but I heard there was an Imi-Manjiang that managed to trouble that being for a moment. So what exactly is this being you're talking about? To this question from the heavenly demon, Diviner Yeosuren answered in a meaningful voice, the Red Boy.